So, you want to learn AWS, but you haven't even created an account yet? Yes, that's exactly where most people get stuck. So, in this video, I will show you the right way to set up your AWS account step by step. Let's get into it. To start with, the best way to actually learn AWS is not by reading, it's by doing. So, first step, you need your own AWS account. Now, before you even open the website, you'll need three things ready: an email address, a phone number, and a credit card. Don't worry here, AWS may put a small temporary hold just to verify the card. It's not a charge unless you actually use paid resources. All right, next, open your browser and go to aws.amazon.com. I'll click on Create Account. Now, this is where people make their first mistake for the root account email. If this is for a company, do not use a personal email. Use something like it.admin@company.com. Why? Because if that person leaves, you lose access, and that becomes a nightmare. So, for learning, you can use your personal email. Enter your email, give your account a name, and click on Verify Email Address. Now, you'll get a code in your email. So, let me open my mailbox. Let me copy the code and paste in here. Click on verify and then set your password. Make sure it is strong as this is your root account. Click on continue. All right, now I need to select my account plan. So I'm going to choose free plan for this demo. Next, you will land on the contact info page. So I'm going to fill in my details. I'm going to type in my full name and my organization name and the country code and my phone number. And I'll specify my country and my address and the city, date, and the postal code. I'm going to select the license terms. And now it's going to enable a nearby AWS region for me, which is Asia Pacific Hyderabad. So I'm going to click on agree and continue. Now I'm going to type in my billing information. So I'm going to specify my billing country. Now, just so you know, if you're in India, you have an additional payment method, which is UPI payments. You also have the option of using credit card or debit card. I'm going to use UPI method. And like I said, AWS may hold around $1 temporarily just for validation. All right, so let me scroll down and you can see the automatic payment limit, which is 15,000. And for the billing address, I'm going to use the same address which I specified in the previous screen. And like I said, AWS may hold around $1 temporarily just for validation if you are registering this account in US. But I live in India, so there will be a 2 rupees refundable transaction which is required to verify my payment method. So I'm going to click on continue. All right, I'm going to click on verify to verify my payment method. Let me scan this and make the payment. All right, the payment is successful. Now you need to confirm your identity. So you have to specify the primary purpose of account registration. So if you click this drop down, you'll see several of them. So I'm going to select personal use and I'm going to specify the ownership type, which is individual. Since I live in India, I have to do an identification using one of these options. So I'm going to select Aadhaar and I'll select my name and click on Get DigiLocker URL. All right, next I'm going to provide my consent for AWS to use my information and click on continue again. And now I need to verify my phone number. So I'm going to send a SMS. Okay, I'm going to type in the code, click continue. Okay, you can see it is setting up my AWS account. All right, now I'm in AWS Management Console. Okay, quick thing, setting up your account, especially the identification process and payment method, may change depending on your current location. All right, now do not start creating the resources yet. First, you got to secure your account. So search for IAM, which stands for Identity and Access Management. All right, let me click that. Okay, now you can see a security recommendation which says to enable MFA for root user. This is critical. So I'm going to click on Add MFA. All right, first thing, you got to specify your device name where you're going to store your MFA token. So I'm going to save it on my phone. So I'll simply type phone, scroll down a little, and you have a couple of device options like passkey, authenticator app, hardware token. So I'm going to be using authenticator app. I'm going to select that, click next. And by the way, you have to have these compatible applications such as Google Authenticator, Duo Mobile, or Authy app on your mobile device or computer. I have Google Authenticator, so I'm going to use that. Okay, let me scroll down a little and click on Show QR Code. And on my phone, I'm going to open up Google Authenticator, click on Add, and select Scan a QR code. All right, it is installed. Let me scroll down a little, and I'm going to type in the code which is showing up right now on my Authenticator app, which is 326542. And I'll wait for a few seconds, and it will show a new code, 937528, and click on Add MFA. Okay, done. Now your root account is protected by MFA. All right. Next step, and this is where most beginners go wrong. Do not use root user for everything. Instead, create an admin users. So I'm going to click on users on the left side and click on create user on the right side. For the username, I'm going to give it a name, admin1, and I'm going to provide user access to the AWS Management Console, which is an optional thing. And for the password, I'm going to select custom password and specify a password for this admin user. Let me scroll down a little. I'm going to uncheck this option which says users must create a new password at next sign in, which is recommended. But for this demo, I'm going to unselect this and click on next. Now comes the permissions part. So I'm going to select attach policies directly. And here's a list of policies that you can apply to this user. So I'm going to select administrator access, select that. Now for this demo and for learning purposes, this is fine. But in a real production environments, always follow least privilege. Only give access required, nothing extra. Okay, let me scroll down and click next. Now you can review your selections and add tag if you want to. I'm going to skip that and I'll click on create user. All right, the user is created successfully. And if you scroll down, AWS gives you a login URL. So I'm going to copy that and paste it in a new tab. All right, now you can specify your AWS account ID or alias. I only have one AWS account ID, which is already specified in the sign-in URL. You can see here. Let me go back and I'm going to type in my admin user account, which is admin1 and the password and click on sign in. Okay, you can see I've signed in as admin1 user account. And if I select this, you can see my account ID and account name. And that's it. Your AWS account is set up, secure, and ready to explore. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel, push the like button, subscribe to my channel, hit the thanks button, use PhonePe, or buy me a coffee from the link below. It really helps me keep making content like this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.